And another thing, Master. Have you caught the villain who wanted to kill me?
No, I haven't. I didn't catch the villain who wanted to kill you. He got away between the brush and the steep twists of the path. Someone didn't want us to reach the Abbey.
But why?
I don't know. Not yet, I don't. But I suspect we'll find out soon enough. Fair enough. It's late. Let's head for the Abbey. There surely must be a more efficient system of knocking than having to bash against this massive door which is twice our size. I can't reach it from here. Perhaps if I were able to climb up onto something. This rope is attached to the bell. I can't reach it from here. Perhaps if I were able to climb up onto something. This rope is attached to the bell. I can't reach it from here. Perhaps if I were able to climb up onto something.
We have been impatiently awaiting your arrival, Brother Leonardo.
I sincerely regret the delay, brother.
It's all the same to me. I have explicit orders from the abbot to wait at the gate to welcome you, even if that means spending the whole time out here on a devilish night like this.
We had a little accident.
The path is filled with danger, brother. Not only due to the difficult lay of the land, but because on nights like these, robbers and thieves have the perfect conditions to commit their evil deeds.
Take a good look at us, brother.
Egidio.
What loot could they hope for from poor monks like us?
The horse and the donkey.
Did anyone leave the Abbey last night?
The compline prayers are already over with and everyone's asleep, brother. You'll notice during your stay just how strict the schedule is at our abbey. Come in, come in. I'll take you to your cell so that you can lie down. You can see the abbot tomorrow.
Brother Leonardo, it is an honor for this humble abbey to be allowed to welcome you.
Enjoying the hospitality of your order is always a pleasure. This is Bruno, the son of the Count of Capra Negra.
Where were we? Ah, yes, the young man who would like to be initiated into our abbey. A gift? What is it? What is it? No, a book. I think I get the point. He's very interested in seeing his son have a successful career with the church.
Father, these days a book can be a great treasure.
Brother Leonardo, as with many others, news of your wisdom and perception has reached my ears as well. As there is a matter which does worry me, and I would very much like to discuss it with you.
Does that have something to do with the demise of your former gatekeeper?
But how?
I just spied Egidius walking towards the cemetery with a wooden cross on a cart. I put two and two together and deduced that a monk must have died recently. And as Egidius was the one who waited for us last night, and the duties of a gatekeeper normally have nothing to do with those of a gravedigger, it's only logical that the deceased must be the gatekeeper.
But why do you suspect that something curious is attached to that death?
An accident wouldn't make you uneasy, and if the situation dealt with a suicide, you wouldn't bury him in consecrated soil.
Well, I see that word of your fame is more than just idle talk.
Father.
A few days ago, Brother Anselmo, our gatekeeper, had a fatal accident. A censer made of solid silver that several brothers wanted to hang fell and struck him on the head.
I see.
Brother Leonardo, running an abbey is no simple task. And in times like these, preserving the righteous faith of the community is even more difficult. Day by day, the people become less God-fearing, and the devil sows his seeds on the fertile soil of doubt and fear.
Are you trying to say that ignorance is a virtue?
As you know, the archives of our library hold ancient and extremely rare copies of the most important writings of Christianity. Bibles, epistles from many saints, scriptures from significant blessed figures, written down to enhance the love of our Lord. It is our duty to preserve these precious books. And that's why access is denied to everyone except the librarian and his assistant.
Does that mean you think the gatekeeper's death points to the library?
There are rumors that strange things are going on in the library.
What incidents?
Happenings of a supernatural nature. Who would doubt that a monastery is the best place to corrupt untainted souls? Perhaps evil is lurking like a predator after its prey.
And what do you think about that?
If a shepherd is told that a wolf is on the prowl, wouldn't he gather his flock and stand guard? Whatever I think is beside the point, but the monks are uneasy, and after Anselmo's death, all the more so.
So you want me to look into those rumors?
I'd like you to use your perceptive mind to find an explanation. As perceptive as you can be, and as discreetly as you can be.
Fair enough.
We thank you, Brother Leonardo.
But I will need something. Please exempt me from taking part at Mass.
In a battle like this, I'm not sure if you should make do without having the power of prayer at your side.
I am grateful for your concern, Father. But if there's one place at this monastery where I certainly won't find any demons, then it's the church.
All right, as you wish.
I must be able to question the Brotherhood without restrictions.
As long as it doesn't disturb the Brothers' work, they will be glad to help you.
I thank you. I need permission to enter the library.
But the rule is very strict with regard to this. No one is allowed to go.
If everything points to the library and strange things are happening, don't you think it could help me to find out the truth if I were allowed to go in there?
I am sure you'll find a way. Lucifer already roams freely about the Abbey. There is no need for you to do so as well.
Hunger seldom walks alone, as you should know.
Brother Leonardo, this is Segundo, our prior.
Brother?
Brother Leonardo, the responsibility I bear demands that I not only keep the faith of this monastery, but that I safeguard its treasures too. The rules that forbid entry to the library serves that purpose, and I cannot permit people to walk in and out as if it were a marketplace.
But
your mission is to investigate the death of Anselmo the gatekeeper, and to find the signs of the devil in this matter.
Then please excuse me, Father. I have a job to do. My old compass is inside. I have the rest of my things in my cell. Brother,
What do you want?
I'd like to ask you a few questions about the mystery surrounding Anselmo's death.
Mystery? There's no mystery. A frankincense censer weighing 200 pounds fell on his head. If I'm not mistaken, accidents like that are fatal.
Didn't you ask yourself if maybe it wasn't an accident?
I don't ask. I thought questions were what you do.
Right you are, but you're forgetting that you must answer them.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I didn't ask myself if it wasn't an accident. Satisfied?
You seem to be quite sure of yourself.
Indeed, I'm sure. I was there.
Beg your pardon?
I was one of those holding the rope for the censer together with Nicholas and Gottfried. We had just fixed the rope in place and were wondering if the height was right when it suddenly split apart. Anselmo and the abbot were underneath the censer, but Anselmo didn't get away in time. As you could plainly see, if there's anyone to blame for all this, then it's a rotten rope.
About something different. There is the murder weapon. What I want to say is about the accident.
Back there. It was taken here since there was no room for the repairs in the smithy.
I see you're keeping an eye on our mounts.
The abbot's orders. I have to clean and groom your horse every day during your stay here. It seems that you're a very illustrious guest and must be treated accordingly. That means if there's anything I can do for you...
Much obliged, but I managed to wash all by myself this morning. You're a very busy monk.
What other choice do I have?
We all have our work cut out for us.
Right you are. One job, not several. I came here as a grave digger. Since Anselmo's death, I'm now the new gatekeeper. And now, thanks to you, the groom.
Don't worry, we won't be staying here long.
I hope not. I can't stand the smell in the stables.
Believe me, brother, there are things at this abbey that give off a worse smell. We're leaving. Are you going to be nearby?
I hope not.
There you go. The involuntary cause of the whole matter. Let's take a closer look at it. Interesting.
What have you found, Master? Oh my God, it's blood. You found some evidence.
Think about it, Bruno. Do you really believe that finding blood in a censer that struck a monk and killed him can automatically be called evidence? Besides, it's not blood at all.
It's not?
Look closely at the way it dried. If it were blood, the texture and color would look very different. I think it came from some kind of pigment. Red ink, for example. Isn't that interesting?
Ink? Why should ink be interesting?
Think about it, Bruno. Where can we find red ink at the Abbey? Let's take a closer look at it. The fraying is much too clean. The weight of the censer can't have caused that. At the same time, it's too coarse to have been made by a sharp instrument. It could be that our presence disturbed him. Brother.
Yes?
I am Leonardo de Toledo. What's your name?
I'm Gottfried of Trentino.
It seems like you're a bit nervous.
Of course! You scared me half to death.
I'm sorry, brother. It wasn't my intention to startle you. Are you all right again?
Yes, nothing happened.
Are you the librarian?
I'm not the librarian, just his assistant. The brother who takes care of the library is Marcello, the one over there. He can help you with anything you want. As you can see, I have a lot to do right now.
Were you hiding yourself?
Ooh, me?
That's the impression one gets. But it could also be that the columns of this building aren't as stable as they look. And that's why it needs a special support.
I was just resting a bit. Yes, that's right.
He's lying, Master. He wasn't resting.
Bruno! I beg you to forgive the boy. He's the new novice at your order. With time, I hope he achieves the stature all the other brothers at the Abbey have reached.
At the moment, the only stature he's achieved is with the size of his tongue.
Where can I get red ink?
Red ink? Oh, in the scriptorium, second floor.
Thank you. It seems I will have to pull out all the stops in order to get into the scriptorium. I'm sorry to have bothered you.
Don't mention it. But if you'll excuse me now, brother, I have a lot to do.
It's the librarian's assistant. Brother Gottfried.
What? Have you solved the mystery already?
Not yet. I've only gotten started.
In that case, I hope I can be of assistance to you.
Where can I get red ink?
Red ink? Oh, in the scriptorium, second floor.
Thank you. It seems I will have to pull out all the stops in order to get into the scriptorium. May I ask you a few questions?
All right, but be brief.
Tell me about Anselmo.
Anselmo was a great monk. I wish I could have gotten to really know him.
Really know him?
Yes, all I mean is, how should I put it? I didn't know him well. He was very reserved, but there's no excuse for the lack of respect that the other brothers treated him with.
As I see, he wasn't very popular.
No, don't get me wrong. Anselmo was a well-read man and very intelligent. He fit perfectly into the Abbey, except that he wasn't very likable, and that irritated the others a lot. But that wasn't the reason why he was killed, was it?
Ah, so you believe that Anselmo was murdered?
No. What do you mean by that? I don't know, but that's why you're here, isn't it?
I'm here to cast light on the truth, whatever that may be. According to what I've heard, you were one of the brothers who held the censer when Anselmo died.
Regretfully, yes. I had the misfortune to be there. A horrible sight. His body crushed by the gift from the abbot of San Nicodemo. His blood everywhere.
Spare yourself the details, brother. Just because I didn't see the body doesn't mean that I don't know what the fall of a large censer can do to a person. There. Do you believe that the censer crashing down was an accident?
I don't know. Nicholas, Egidio, and I were the only ones holding the censer. Oh!
What's happened?
The thought just occurred to me that perhaps it was all our fault.
In what way?
Oh, maybe Anselmo would still be alive if we had used a stronger rope. Oh, my God!
The abbot was there with Anselmo, wasn't he?
Oh, yes.
Could you hear what they were talking about?
I'm not sure, but if I remember correctly, I think that Anselmo told the abbot about the lights in the library.
Lights? What are you talking about?
Oh, they're there. You've just arrived, so you're not up to date on the rumors that have been circulating recently about the library here.
So that's what this is about. The abbot mentioned something to that effect, but he didn't want to go into detail.
I tell you, but I don't think the boy should hear anything about it.
And why not?
Well, what I'm going to say might give him nightmares.
He sleeps with me. I'll run the risk.
You know, it was only recently that from here you could see lights coming out of the library at night. Oh, and not only that, odd sounds were heard too.
Who saw them?
All you have to do is ask. Oh, yes, many claim to have seen the lights. Anselmo was one of them. You know who. He was the gatekeeper. That's why he was the last to go to bed.
Do you have some kind of theory about this?
Oh, and now the eerie part comes. I wanted to avoid having the child hear it. Many years ago, the librarian was found dead outside the edificium. Everything pointed to suicide, and as you yourself know, the Lord takes none to him who have forfeited the divine gift of life, which is why the librarian wasn't buried in the cemetery.
What does that have to do with the strange lights?
Don't you understand? It could be that it was the librarian's heartfelt wish to rest among his brothers in the cemetery. Therefore, his spirit shall wander eternally because he feels he has the right to rest near his brothers.
One moment. Are you telling me that a phantom is haunting the library?
Of course. What else could all that howling be that no one seems able to explain?
The howling of a soul that finds no peace.
Yes.
In that case, what do the lights mean?
That's the spirit's glowing aura.
Seriously, brother, do you truly believe what you're saying?
I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that, but I do believe there's some truth behind it. Lots of us do.
I have no more questions. Do you think that harmony reigns among the brothers?
We all try to do our work the best we can.
I don't doubt that, and that's not why I'm asking either.
Then what do you mean?
I don't know. Did the brothers argue? Any particular incident?
Nothing to speak of. The usual, I'd say. A small complaint to the cook when the soup was served cold. A slight reprimand from Marcello when I was late with work.
I don't know. Could someone have a motive to carry out a dispute like that to the bitter end?
No! For heaven's sake, definitely not. This place of peace, our relationships are supposed to be based on mutual respect and practicing the gospel of our Lord.
Supposed to be? Is that perhaps not the case at all?
I didn't say that. I was referring to... Oh, well, you know what I mean.
That's all I wanted to know. For the moment. Go on. You're doing excellent work.
Thank you.
I've noticed that the brothers concentrate very hard on their work. They barely take a break. The librarian must be rather strict with them. Good day, brother.
Leonardo de Toledo, I presume.
And rightly.
Your reputation precedes you. I hope it's justified.
I hope so too. And you are?
Umberto from Lyon. At your service.
Are you busy?
It was long enough. I have a great deal to translate.
Oh, you're the translator.
You're as quick as a whip, brother. The Abbey's very lucky to have you, no doubt about that.
Which languages have you mastered?
Hebrew, Arabic, Aramaic, Coptic, Ancient Greek. Shall I continue?
No need for that. The list was impressive enough. The Abbey's very lucky to have you. The death of Brother Anselmo was truly calamitous.
A sad thing, yes.
Do you know anything about it?
A censer crushed him. What else is there to know?
His death could be the result of something suspicious.
I heard about that.
What's your opinion?
My father died shortly after my birth when he was struck by lightning. It wasn't even stormy outside. That is strange. Not the fraying of a rope when it's supporting an enormous weight like that of a 200-pound censer. Accidents do happen.
Perhaps the devil had his hand in it.
The devil, eh? Is that the conclusion your investigation has reached?
It's the abbot's theory.
The abbots, eh?
What can you tell me about Anselmo?
Is it really necessary to talk about him? Can't we just let him rest in peace?
I'd just like to hear your opinion about him.
You're looking for suspects, I presume?
I'm hoping more not to find any.
All right. Anselmo. He was a good monk, a worker. Only he had this distinct arrogance about him. But we didn't say it to his face. And even less so now that he's dead, right? He was one more part of this abbey and contributed to the community with his work, like all of us, I presume.
Thank you for your information.
Oh, well, if you say so. Anything else?
I've heard there are phantoms in the library.
Yes, and imps and goblins too. We don't have any more room left.
What shall I say? That's what the rumors are.
You have a reputation for sagacity, brother. You shouldn't confuse a rumor with a fact.
In other words, you don't believe that a restless soul is roaming aimlessly about this building.
Only the ignorant confuse the creaking of wood with the cries of a dying man. And only the simple-minded see spectres in the reflections of the moon. You're neither one nor the other. I ask you to please stop pursuing that line of thought.
I'll let you work in peace.
Goodbye.
I don't see anything special.
Welcome, brother. Are you a copyist?
No, I'm not a copyist.
That's what I thought. I beg you to come down from there. The scriptorium is exclusively for the copyists of our order.
You must be the librarian.
That's true. I am Brother Marcello, the librarian. You must be Brother Leonardo, the one who's not a copyist.
I must go into the scriptorium. I've been given a special mission.
I've been instructed regarding your mission, but no monk has died in my library, and that's because it's not provided for in the rules.
Rules? What rules?
The rules free us from always having to make the right decision. The rule states it clearly, so no one, except for the copyist of the order, is going to enter the scriptorium as long as I'm the librarian here.
Can't you make an exception for me?
That would be unpermissible. It would be against the rules. I'm sorry, brother, but I believe I put it clearly. I beg you to come down from there. The scriptorium is exclusively for the copyists of our order.
Ah, a copyist. Remember how you had me write down? I must use my brain to think once. I had to write it down 100 times.
Tell me, Brother Marcello, what requirements must my novice fulfill to be accepted as an apprentice copyist?
Your novice? Are you talking about this novice?
Yes, he belongs to your order. Indeed, that's the very reason his father, the Count of Capra Negra, entrusted him to me. His dream is to become a magnificent copyist at the Abbey. Isn't that right, Bruno?
Huh. Yes.
Well,
There's no rule that prohibits an apprentice from being allowed to enter the second floor, is there?
true, there isn't.
Fabulous, brother. He's going to become an accomplished copyist. Tell me, please, what does my novice need in order to be accepted as an apprentice copyist?
Well then, he has to copy a page from a book. The first page of Hortus Tuus. Naturally, the copy must be a translation into Latin, because the original was written in Greek.
Hortus Tuus, you say?
It's a work about botany, a tract on medicinal plants.
That's a good title. Where can I get that book?
Speak with Godfrey, my assistant. He'll get it for you.
May I ask you a few questions about Anselmo?
I know what the abbot has given you to do. You can ask what you like about Anselmo.
What do you think about Anselmo? Do you have to think about that, brother?
Yes, I wanted to describe Anselmo in a single sentence, but I think it's impossible for me to do it.
I don't understand you.
Look, brother, I don't know if you know this. Perhaps you've already spoken about Anselmo with someone else from the Abbey. Doesn't matter. I'd swear on a stack of Bibles that all of them are going to tell you about his unacceptable arrogance.
What is that supposed to mean? Unacceptable.
All right. Perhaps I went too far when I described his attitude as unacceptable, but a bit of modesty would have gotten him more respect from the other brothers.
How did the attitude you're referring to manifest itself?
Oh, that! He boasted about how well-read he was. Oh, yes, he always corrected other brothers when they pronounced something wrong, or he reproached them sharply when they didn't know something like a psalm or a historical detail. Oh, do you know what I mean?
Very well.
As I said, the reprehensible thing wasn't his intention. It was the way he behaved. On the other hand, he visited the library often. He constantly tried to increase his knowledge. That's to his credit. It would be nice if the common folk had the same thirst for knowledge.
If he were perhaps granted access to the library.
What? Are you joking?
The abbot implied that Anselmo's death could have been something other than a coincidence.
He said that to me. Indeed he did.
What's your opinion about that?
I don't know what I should say. I don't believe that one of our brothers would deliberately be out to kill a fellow brother.
That makes sense. It would be against the rules.
Yes, against all the rules. That's the point. I presume that the abbot has also mentioned something to you that you shouldn't take lightly.
Are you referring to the idea that the devil feels at home in the Abbey?
This is a serious topic, brother. We all know that evil has been wreaking havoc all over this unfortunate world since time began. But of all places, why here at this humble abbey?
Evil does not distinguish between one place and the next.
Oh, that's certainly true. But if so many wars, attacks, lootings, and rapes are taking place outside, isn't it logical that he would prefer to reign like that, and not within these walls?
A good theory.
To be honest, yet without wanting to contradict the abbot, I must tell you that I do not share his opinion.
If that's the case, what do you think about Anselmo's death?
I don't know what I should think, but it's not my task to root around in such matters. I serve our Lord by looking after the library.
What kind of material did Anselmo usually look for in the library?
anything he could make use of. Oh, his thirst for knowledge knows no bounds. Despite his work as a gatekeeper, he constantly came to the library to study manuscripts.
Without a doubt, he was trying to undermine the hierarchy at the Abbey. Did he ask for particular titles?
No, I don't remember any particular one, though once.
Yes?
I can't recall exactly what subject he dealt with, but it still strikes me that I had to refuse his request.
Why?
How should I put it? Some books are not allowed to be lent out. That's why access to the library archives is limited to Gottfried and me.
How did Anselmo react to the refusal?
I don't remember anymore. I suppose he attached the same importance to the subject that I did. Namely, none at all. I presume he simply asked out of curiosity.
We should let Anselmo rest in peace, brother. Would you be able to give me some information about the library?
As you like.
To which works does the library owe its fame?
The library's fame basically stems not only from the work our copyists do, but also from our zeal towards collecting, archiving, and publishing a large number of books. As far as I know, you won't be able to set your eyes on a collection like this at any other abbey.
Are there really that many?
Thousands of them!
I'm impressed. Tell me something about your work.
The post carries a lot of responsibility. As you can imagine, in an abbey like this, it's one of the most important jobs. It requires a great deal of dedication and hard work to get to be a librarian. And once you get there, it means investing even more time and effort. You have to archive, catalog, restore, preserve.
I get the point. Do you like it?
Of course I do. Alongside the love of our Lord, the reading matters and studies are the two reasons I get up each day, ready to forge ahead. Oh, I love being surrounded by books, the smell of ink, and of my brother copyists who know how to value the significance of simply bound pages. I love this work.
Tell me something about the library archives.
I assume you're not only talking about the books that can be accessed freely.
Indeed, I'm not. The abbot made a remark that some books are not accessible.
Some books? Hundreds of them!
And why is it not allowed to consult those books?
Our library holds ancient and unique as well as particularly precious works of art that might be damaged by wrongful use. It is our duty to preserve these precious works and take good care of them.
But isn't it a shame to keep them shut away like this? Wouldn't it be a noble gesture to make them accessible?
That is forbidden by the rules.
There seems doubtless every reason to be grateful for your endeavors in preserving art and objects of cultural value. I'm sure I could appreciate your efforts even more if I were granted permission to view some of those works with my own eyes. I think I've gotten the information I wanted. Thank you kindly, brother. You're surely the best one to fill me in on the rumors circulating about the library.
Rumors? Bah! You mean that gossip.
Are the rumors true?
Anselmo trumpeted that around everywhere. That is, before he died, naturally.
Do you really believe that a phantom is haunting the library?
Brother, life at our abbey doesn't offer much variety. It's normal that brothers invent stories to break up the daily routine. What I don't consider normal is that they emulate the common folk with their absurd tall tales. Tales that barely reach the level of ignorant folklore.
In other words, you don't believe them. If it's not a phantom, could we be dealing with a person?
I don't know if you're aware of this, brother, but the library is locked up each night. It is simply impossible to remain here unnoticed and move around in the library freely as one could in the cloisters in the daytime.
Someone could try to force the door?
It would be noticed the next day, and I can assure you it has never happened.
Through some window?
Through a window? Like a lizard, perhaps? Tell me, brother, who? 80-year-old brother Arcadio? Gottfried? who can't even run? Egidio, provided he's sober that day. Sure. Listen closely. No one, absolutely no one, enters the library at night. I would know it. And besides, if it happened, the rules would come down on him like...
Like a censor?
Yes. Oh.
Do you know anything about your predecessor? I mean, the librarian who died here.
You mean the librarian who committed suicide, according to those harebrained rumors?
Wasn't that what happened?
Of course not. What soul devoted to God would do something like that? And even more so at the Abbey.
According to the rumors?
According to the Abbey's archives, if you will, our chronicles inspire more faith than foolish gossip does. My predecessor was the victim of an unfortunate accident. He burned to death.
Burned to death?
That is what is written in the archives. After having locked up the library, it seems he took such a bad fall that the oil lamp he was carrying broke. He realized that his habit had caught fire, tried to... Well, you can imagine the rest.
I don't know what to think about that.
You're an educated, intelligent person. Leave the gossip aside and put your faith in what has been written.
Do you think we could change the subject?
It seems right to me. The subject is truly ridiculous.
Thank you for your time, brother.
Master, am I really going to become a copyist?
It looks that way. It would be better for you if you did, because if you don't make the grade, we'll never be let into the scriptorium.
I'm going to become the best copyist in our order. I'll be greater than Beatus della. People are going to cry when they look at my miniatures.
Oh yes, cry they will, Bruno. I don't doubt that.
What do you mean by that?
A large collection of tomes in Latin and Greek. Brother Umberto.
Please, brother, be brief. Have you any advice for my novice? Brother Marcello would be the best man for that.
I presume that's the case, but I'm sure you'd be able to help my novice master the exam.
You're the master, and he's the disciple. I'm confident that you, as a good instructor, will find a way that works out for the best. I hope I haven't taken up too much of your precious time. Why do you say that?
Well, the questions seem to be making you uncomfortable.
To be honest, I'd rather continue with my work.
The abbot has entrusted me with the mission to try to clarify what happened to Anselmo.
I understand and respect the abbot's decisions. That's how it should be. But I hope you understand my brusqueness too. I have to finish translating this volume, even though I'm about to collapse. Work comes first at the library. You don't know what Brother Marcello is capable of when someone doesn't fulfill their duties.
About to collapse? Don't you feel well?
No, I'm starving. But I presume that's nothing that couldn't be remedied by a bite to eat.
I've heard there are phantoms in the library.
Yes, and imps and goblins too. We don't have any more room left.
What shall I say? That's what the rumors are.
You have a reputation for sagacity, brother. You shouldn't confuse a rumor with a fact.
In other words, you don't believe that a restless soul is roaming aimlessly about this building.
Only the ignorant confuse the creaking of wood with the cries of a dying man. And only the simple-minded see spectres in the reflections of the moon. You're neither one nor the other. I ask you to please stop pursuing that line of thought.
I've heard there are phantoms in the library.
Yes, and imps and goblins too. We don't have any more room left.
What shall I say? that's what the rumors are.
You have a reputation for sagacity, brother. You shouldn't confuse a rumor with a fact.
In other words, you don't believe that a restless soul is roaming aimlessly about this building.
Only the ignorant confuse the creaking of wood with the cries of a dying man, and only the simple-minded see spectres in the reflections of the moon. You're neither one nor the other. I ask you to please stop pursuing that line of thought.
I'll let you work in peace.
Goodbye.
It's merely a reproduction of Nuestra Señora de la Natividad.
Would you mind letting me work? I can't get a thing done with you tramping around here.
It's merely a reproduction of Nuestra Señora de la Natividad.
Would you mind letting me work? I can't get a thing done with you tramping around here. Move away from the table, please.
What does it matter to you if...
Move away.
Brother Gottfried?
It's you! What's going on?
Brother Marcello told me you have a book I just happened to be looking for. The Hortus Tuus.
Oh, I'm afraid I can't give it to you.
For God's sake, this is becoming a habit.
Beg your pardon?
Doesn't it occur to anyone at this pontified abbey that they might work with me a bit in this unfortunate matter? First I'm denied entry to the library due to the strict rules. Now I'm not even allowed to consult a simple book about plants. What am I supposed to do? Regard everyone as suspicious?
I don't have it.
Ah. Then who has it?
Brother Arcadio, the gardener. I know that because he just asked me for it yesterday.
Do you know where Brother Arcadio is?
I think you might find him in the cloister garden.
Is the exam to become a copyist very difficult?
Well, a bit, yes. I think one could say the exam is pretty difficult. Brother Marcello is very strict about the copies made here. Sometimes he rejects copies because they don't do justice to the library's reputation.
Did you hear that, Bruno? Do you still think you'll be greater than Beatus de Liebana? Go on. You're doing excellent work.
Thank you.
An incredible collection of books. What an enormous collection of books. There's certainly enough paper in this library. There's certainly enough paper in this library. That's strange. That's strange. It's not necessary. They're all sitting tight. It's not necessary. They're all sitting tight. There's certainly enough paper in this library. According to the legend, the Virgin Mary appeared at precisely this spot. Since then, there's been water beneath here. Something which, in a purely physical sense, is utterly impossible where we are.
Master, let me do it.
Come on, Bruno. I'm sure the bucket is bigger than you are. How are you going to be able to get it up here full of water? Don't be childish.
I'm not a child. Let me do it. Help, Master. Help me. Please.
I warned you. You're much too impulsive. You deserve it.
I only wanted to help, Master.
It's enough when you don't touch a thing and speak only when I tell you to. That's all the help I need from you. I hope your interlude in the well helps you spend some thought on that.
What? Do you intend to leave me down here?
Only as long as necessary, Bruno.
But, Master...
Is the water drinkable?
I don't know. I didn't have enough time to... Don't laugh, Master. Get me out of here.
Can you climb out by yourself?
If I could, I would have done it already. I need your help.
Do you have any idea how I can get you out of the well?
Quickly, if that's possible. Otherwise, I'll catch cold.
I'll find a way to get you out. Stay right there.
What does that mean? Stay right there. Where shall I go? As a pilgrim on St. James's Way.
Can you hear me, Bruno?
Yes. The acoustics down here are fabulous.
Listen very closely. I'm going to let a rope down. Hold on to it tightly if you can. And don't forget to bring the bucket up with you. Did you understand me?
Yes. Hurry, please.
I'll count to 3 and toss the rope. 1, 2...
Master, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, and then
1, 2, 3. Good. It's on the way.
Hey, you didn't count. You didn't count. Oh, Master, I thought I was a goner. Thank you, Master.
Bruno,
Yes?
what about the bucket?
Please don't be angry with me.
I knew this was going to happen. Oh, what's the point? It can't be helped. Come on. You can't very well walk around here dripping wet. We'll go to the cell to dry you off. I can admire the great work of art from here. Saint Torquato, a bishop and martyr from the 1st century. This church is dedicated to him. He was a famous missionary. May he rest in peace. Here is where one enters the chapter hall. It's locked. No one will be inside. I ask myself how long he's been here at the monastery. Good day to you, brother. Good day to you, brother.
All right already. I'm old, but I'm not deaf.
Then why didn't you reply?
These young people, always in a hurry. I don't know what you want, youngster, but I doubt it's as urgent as caring for Clotilde. You're not wilting, she is.
But brother, I have an extremely urgent mission to fulfill.
More important than Clotilde? Have you taken a good look at her?
Yes, I'll take a look at her. And I don't want to offend you, but...
All right already. Whatever. So what can an old man do to help on a mission of such importance?
My name is Leonardo de Toledo. And you are?
De Toledo, eh? How do things look in France nowadays?
No, Toledo is not in France.
Honest, it's not? What a shame.
Now, yes, right. As I see, you're the gardener.
Very observant of you, young man. Correct. I am Brother Arcadio, and as you can see, I take care of the plants at the Abbey. This garden is flourishing, and I planted it. The region is rather dark. We only get a few hours of sunlight here. That's why I try to spread a bit of joy around the place.
You've truly done good work, brother.
I have, haven't I?
Have you been at the Abbey long?
Me? Yes, my whole life. One rainy night I was left at the entrance to the monastery when I was no more than a babe. It's been my home since then.
Oh.
Hang on. Or was I already a young man when I first became a seminarian? I don't remember anymore. Oh well, it's not important either. I like the other story better anyway.
What can you tell me about the gatekeeper's death?
Gatekeeper? We never had a gatekeeper here. Someone has given you the wrong information, brother.
But Anselmo?
Poor Anselmo. His death was a hard blow to the monastery. As for the gatekeeper, I'm afraid I can't help you there. Could it be that you've got your abbeys confused, young man?
Why do you say it was such a hard blow to the Abbey?
The death of a brother is always hard, especially when the person involved is so young. The Lord shouldn't come for us before our time. Isn't that right, Clotilde?
Do you know what he died of?
Yes. A censer fell and hit him on the head. That must have been painful.
Do you think Anselmo's death was peculiar?
Peculiar? Peculiar? Did you hear that, Clotilde? Could be that this young man knows what you and I know.
What are you referring to?
Don't interrupt me. I'm talking to Clotilde. Yes? Perchance he learned about something that has to do with Brother Anselmo's death from you. What did you say? We should tell him. Are you sure? No. Whatever you say, Clotilde.
Who was it who let Clotilde wither away?
Quiet down. Be quiet. Clotilde can hear you and doesn't want that known. She's afraid. I understand that. She's defenseless.
But what are you talking about?
What were you thinking, Clotilde? It's all right now? Or why not before? You don't trust this young man. Why not? Yes, quite lively. Just as it should be, but certainly friendly and polite enough. The little boy.
What is Clotilde saying?
Clotilde says she may only confide our secret to the boy accompanying you.
Master?
Come closer, my child. So now you know it. Don't tell a soul. It's a secret.
The plant didn't say a thing.
Oh, is that right? How odd. I have no more questions about Anselmo.
Excellent. We'll let Anselmo rest in peace. He's earned it.
If you've been staying here for so long, then you'll know quite a bit about the Abbey.
Yes, the problem is remembering. My memory is not what it used to be, though it was never very good. I recall that there was once... no, to be honest, I don't remember at all.
Do you know if a death similar to that of Brother Anselmo's has ever occurred in the history of the Abbey?
Why do you ask, brother?
Just asking. But if an accident like the one Brother Anselmo had ever happened in the past, then there might be a connection between the two.
A connection? No, I don't really. Censors don't make a habit of falling on people's heads with us. I would remember that, at least I think I would. Poor Clotilde. Her leaves are not what they used to be anymore, either.
Do you recall any cases of crime at the Abbey?
Yes.
Yes?
We once had a cook who nearly did us in. His best dish smelled like musty bog mud and tasted even worse. Thank the Lord he became a missionary. One day he announced that he was going on a pilgrimage to the Orient to feed the poor children.
Now that's courage for you.
Yes, one needs courage for that. As if they didn't have enough troubles already. Anyway, we have a new cook now. Have you tried any of his dishes yet? They're magnificent. The only thing is, I just can't seem to remember his name.
I have no more questions.
It's probably better that way. Then I don't need to put so much strain on my memory. We're too old for that by now, aren't we, Clotilde?
Gottfried thought you have a book, the Hortus Tuus.
Of course. I've got it. I'm the gardener. At this abbey, who else would be able to have a book about plants?
Brother with a knowledge of herbs.
How bright of you.
It just so happens that I need the book and...
You're so lonely, Clotilde. So many years here, wilted, locked up in these cloisters. Poor Clotilde.
Listen, brother, the book.
Yes?
What do I have to do for you to give me the book? It's vital to my investigation.
Impossible. I need the book. It says there how I can help Clotilde.
But, brother...
Let's see what is more important. The investigation or Clotilde?
The investigation? No doubt about it.
What does the book say about Clotilde's illness?
That she is very lonely. She needs a companion. It's a good book, isn't it? A bit of water at her side and my poor friend will go back to unfolding her colors in all her splendor.
I would like to talk to Clotilde.
I believe your presence is intimidating her, brother.
The first impression was deceiving. It's not her fault.
It seems like it. I don't know why. You can give it a try. Come closer. Talk to her.
She had something quite interesting to say.
You mean that about the demon living here at the Abbey, don't you?
Demon? Yes, that's it.
Oh, yes. Clotilde knows of it. Of course she does. She owes her sorry state to him. The devil let her wither away. But she wasn't the first to succumb to the devil, no, gentlemen. And she won't be the last either.
I'll let you work in peace. Thank you for your time.
All right, it doesn't matter. Poor Clotilde.